Hi guys, it's ODK here, and the last Falcon 9 rocket has finally launched. On Thursday, the launch was delayed, but it doesn't really matter anymore. But let's talk about the fact that it actually launched. Now, this rocket is primed for crew missions, and it's going to be very interesting what they do with it. If you watched the live stream on Friday, the SpaceX crew said they would not launch the rocket, but about 3 hours later, they did. So, yeah. It's going to be very interesting to find out what their new rocket is going to look like. I bet you the Falcon 10 is going to be a mind blower. But yeah guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to see more of my videos, make sure to check in the description before you leave. Make sure to subscribe for all the latest science and technology news, and also all the science and technology related stuff. Alright, thank you guys so much. Bye.
Minus 15 seconds.
Falcon 9 is at flight pressures.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition, liftoff.
Power telemetry now.
And you saw a Falcon 9 lift off in a beautifully clear shot there at 4:14 p.m. Eastern. At T plus 10 seconds, the thrust vector control system
Vehicle is supersonic.
tilted Falcon to begin a pitch kick maneuver to get it going sideways. You just heard that we're going supersonic, and we're about to go through max Q when the rocket's pushing hardest against the atmosphere.
Vehicle is experiencing maximum dynamic pressure.
We've successfully achieved that major milestone of every rocket launch. We're actually decreasing the thrust in our engines a little bit around the time of max Q to minimize some of those forces. Coming up about 50 seconds from now,
And back engine chill.
there will be 3 events in quick succession. The main engines will cut off, the 2 stages will separate, and the second stage will start its Merlin vacuum engine, which you heard is just beginning its own chill procedure. Cutoff happening just a few seconds from now.
Pico.
And there you saw those events occurring just as planned. You could even see some of the flicker from Merlin vacuum engine plume as it flicker in the cameras as that plume sort of interacted with the top of the interstage there for a moment.
Why was this launch in particular so significant?
So, I mean, any launch, for SpaceX, any launch that goes well is significant, but this one is sort of a big deal because it proves out this basic idea that Elon Musk has been working on, for the last decade and a half, which is that rockets and spacecraft can be reused successfully. So what's interesting here is not only were they able to land this thing, but this was a used rocket and a used spaceship, which is now sort of making its way to the International Space Station. So it's the first time for that. So that suggests that, not only can they land these things, but they can use them again and again. And so, yeah, that's a big milestone in terms of trying to get the cost of launch down, which is a big part of SpaceX's business. It's a key to their profitability or hopeful profitability. I don't think we have that much information about their finances. And it also, as far as Elon Musk is concerned, is, proof that we can, eventually get to Mars or have, manned space travel in the future.
Well, exactly. That was my next question. There's a very ambitious plan here, and this is just one step. What is the next thing that SpaceX needs to prove from a technology perspective? Yeah,
I think they need to show that they can do this over and over again. That's a big part of aerospace in general. The next big launch is this new rocket, the Falcon Heavy, which is a rocket that's big enough to, I think, theoretically take people to the moon, and then we also have additional tests of the current rocket that we saw with people in them. I think SpaceX has talked about doing that as early as next year. I think there was a report earlier this year that they were going to try to have a couple of space tourists go into space by the end of next year. Again, with rockets and stuff, I think deadlines are a little bit fungible because it's somewhat dependent on conditions and all that, and also Elon Musk obviously has a tendency to set ambitious timelines. So we'll see when those things actually happen, but that's what's coming down the pipe.
And David, I know that you're very impressed by these launches and this launch in particular. Right? Why?
Well, first of all, not only was it a used rocket and a used capsule, but the used rocket then landed back on Earth very successfully, so it could be reused yet again, which is just, to me, amazing. And perhaps Max knows the economics, but clearly this is going to radically reduce the price and the cost of spaceflight, which enables all kinds of things that we have never been able to do with space because it was simply too expensive to get up there. So to me, it's just yet another feather in the many-feathered cap of Elon Musk. And, to change the metaphor, the halo around this guy just continues to grow, and his companies do what seems to be impossible over and over again, and I continue to be amazed.